this video, I just want to talk about what I've learned from leaving America these past 3 years and living all the way across the entire world and just traveling. I feel like a lot of my values have changed, a lot of the things I've believed before have changed, and I personally believe that my life has changed tremendously. So I'm going to share that here in this video. But right now, we're going to order some pizza. If you're new here, my name is Paul Lee. I recently got featured on CNBC's Make It about my journey from leaving New York City and moving here to Bangkok, Thailand. At that time in my life, I felt like I really just wanted to leave America. And while I do think that there are a lot of problems with America, the first thing I've learned is that being born in America or being born in the West is literally a genetic jackpot. You have unbelievable amount of privilege. And if you're an American, statistically speaking, geographically speaking, you are one of the wealthiest people in the entire world. I feel like it's a trend and a bandwagon for everybody to just hate on Americans or to hate on America in general. There's a lot of problems with America, but aside from all that, America is still indeed one of the best countries. When I came out here to Thailand, you actually see some poverty, And being low class in America, I mean, you can still fight for the American dream. It's still possible, Like you can argue, you have to have rich parents, you have to have a lot of luck. I mean, that's all BS. You can actually work hard and climb up the ranks and become successful in America. Or here in a lot of these other poorer countries, the path to actually become wealthy is insanely difficult, and the average salary is insanely low. For example, here in Thailand, I think nurses make like 25,000 Thai baht, 30,000 Thai baht. Lawyers make around 30,000 Thai baht, and their hours are insane. Like my girlfriend, for example, can you talk about your work? Like how many hours do you work every day?
Maybe around 12 hours. Maybe I have day off, two day off in a week. 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. something like that.
How much do you make on an average day?
Yeah, around 1,500.
Every single day?
Yeah, every single day.
So like 3 of these pizzas is a whole day, like 12 hours of work right here.
Look! Come back to me, come back to me.
So like I was saying, I think America is one of the best countries to actually be born in. And I think it's one of the best countries to actually make money. You could work your 9-to-5 job, live in your parents' house, save that money, save a couple $100, save a couple $1,000, invest that into an online business or stocks or a side hustle, and then climb up the ranks, either entrepreneurially or in terms of a corporate job. Pizza ได้ไหมครับ Pizza. Moving on to the second point is how individualistic America is. A large part of America's values are based on freedom, are based on personal success and the American dream and successfully making it, personal independence, self-reliance, being able to uniquely express who you are, and having very strong sense of identity, whether it's like some sort of political identity or whether it's some sort of like social identity or like a career identity or something. It's very focused on like who you are as a person. And I think a lot of that is actually good. So I don't think that this individualism is specifically like bad per se, but I think it can get very, very bad if it's hyper individualistic and hyper competitive, especially in an environment like California or New York, where everybody's kind of like trying to make it and potentially trying to use each other and trying to like make face and trying to accumulate status and try to use each other for the resources and stuff. I think in that essence, it's very quite toxic. Whereas here in Thailand focuses heavily on collectivism, on having harmony within social environments, within the culture, within the community. Thailand and its collectivism really does not like confrontation, social disharmony, and having kind of like this divisiveness. They really like everything to be harmonious and just kind of going with the flow, and very easy and very sabai, which means easygoing in Thailand. Sabai, which means easy, chill. It has a very relaxed kind of way of life. It's not too serious. Another thing I've noticed with the difference between like America and Thailand and its individualism and collectivism is, for example, young adults, college-age students, teenagers, they make significantly less. However, it's a social norm here I've noticed in Thailand for these young adults to literally pay money and give money to their parents and financially support their parents. Whereas in America, I mean, when's the last time you hear your friend, your college friend, giving away his paycheck to his parents? I mean, America has like I think there's a tradition of giving your first paycheck to your parents. I think that's a tradition, but aside from that, I mean, does the average American support their parents? I don't really think so. Like, I think the average person, it doesn't even cross their mind. It's like when an American turns 18 years old, they're super quick to move out and kind of barely even talk to their parents, barely talk to their family. Sometimes they don't even talk to their own siblings, and they rarely ever see each other again. It is a stark difference. Just headed to the gym right now, and the next point is going to be not necessarily the difference between America and Thailand, but more so based on my life, I guess, is how much more simple my life is and how much better having a simple life is than a very like big, grand life. Before I moved to New York City, I just cared about like playing video games, hanging out with friends, chilling at home, you know, reading books, like just pretty normal, chill stuff. And then I moved to New York City and I was like, wow, in this city, I can be who I want to be. I can attain everything. I can be this hugely successful, like powerful person almost. I never cared about status. And then I moved to New York and then all of a sudden I really cared about it. I was like, you know, I want to look good. I want to like go to these parties and shake hands with millionaires and multi-millionaires. And I want to, you know, rise to the top. I want to make connections. I want to network. I want to buy expensive fashion name brands and I buy expensive watch so other people will think I'm of a certain socioeconomic status and they would respect me more. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff I never cared about, you know? And then I moved to an environment like New York City. I had these beliefs and values instilled into me because everybody else kind of participates in it. That was me in New York. I was surrounded by these multi-millionaires, these hugely successful people. And their conversations were all about like, how do I, you know, buy this car or how do I make, you know, $100,000 a month? So it's like those are the kind of conversations and people you hang out with and it really influences your way of thinking. Now that I moved here to Bangkok, Thailand, I'm like just chilling. I'm like really just enjoying living a very simple life on around 2,000 US dollars a month, you know? Like look at my clothes right now. I'm wearing this like $5 t-shirt. I'm wearing Crocs and I'm wearing cargo pants. I really cared about fashion before. Moving into Bangkok, I just don't really care that much, you know? And also it's really hot. It's just, I'm very happy with having a small circle of friends, having a strong relationship with my girlfriend, having a dog, going to the gym, being healthy, and above all, like being peaceful and having really good self-esteem, having really good confidence, having really good groundedness, and not letting things like stir me in negative influences or stir me in negative directions. How Bangkok played a factor is that a lot of people here live on a very low salary. They live in very small accommodations, and a lot of the joy of this city comes from not like the things you own or the money, although that does have a factor, of course. It comes from like the community and it comes from friends. Like a lot of the joys that I've had was not dependent on me having money. Like for example, one of the biggest joys and one of the biggest sources of peace living here in Thailand is everybody's friendly. Most people are friendly. And I never have to really worry about danger or crime. So those things are free. Just seeing people smile, you know, that's free. Yeah, I guess that's a long-winded way of me saying that a simple life is a good life. And you don't need much to live a very happy life. Although you do need money. I'm not gonna just ignore and play naive that like, oh, money is not important. You don't need money. You know, the money I have doesn't influence me at all. Like obviously I have a lot of privilege and I'm not the average Thai person here making like $500 to $700 a month. You know, I'm speaking from a very like biased perspective. I do realize that, but I think my point still stands though that like you can have a very happy life with not having excess. Moving on to the next point, which is just something I happen to really like about Bangkok, is I can walk almost everywhere. I can use the public transportation and I do not need a car. In most parts of America, you absolutely need a car. You need to deal with traffic, you need to deal with parking, you need to deal with long transportation commute times. Here in Bangkok, I mean, everything is a 15-minute ride away, everything is a 15-minute walk away. You know, everything is if you're gonna ride a taxi car, it could be like 30 minutes away or 45 minutes away. And there is a lot of traffic in Bangkok, but I mean that you can use the BTS, you can use the trains, you can hop on a motorbike and just literally zoom across the city. That is one of the biggest conveniences here in Thailand, is transportation, or specifically in Bangkok. And the last one is gonna be about cultural relativism, and more so about the philosophy of cultural relativism. As in America, a lot of things that are true in America based on the ideologies or the status quo don't necessarily translate to other countries or other cultures. And this is like, sounds like a no-brainer, right? Every culture, every country is different. But I mean, in America, it sounds like everybody is so entitled to their opinion and that they are right. And they have such a strong sense of identity based on their like opinions or ideologies. You know, for example, what if it's like politics or if it's about like certain beliefs and values, they associate with those ideologies and those beliefs and values so strongly connected to their sense of identity. So that's why a lot of times when people argue about, you know, different things, it's like they take it personally, as in like, you're challenging my sense of identity, when it's perfectly fine to disagree on a topic or two and not be super personally offended by it. I think a lot of them don't realize the things that they believe are so strongly influenced by their cultural upbringing and the place that they live. If you ask a lot of Americans on the street, they're afraid to give you the honest, true answer because they'll be shamed or like called out or canceled or something. So it's like everybody's kind of in this groupthink of saying the quote unquote politically correct thing in fear of being canceled or something like that. So that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you want to learn how to move to Thailand, join my Thailand Insiders community and follow me on Instagram, and links are in the bio, and I'll see you in the next video.